to this contest entry video. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these. In fact, at one point I was running a contest chronicles series because I never win these things. But I'm doing this one especially for Horace Worgrit Wimp, who is a great YouTuber who I think deserves far more views and subscribers than he does already. Now, from what I understand, he's had a few channels in the past, so he's kind of come back recently, so I'm sure the subscriber count will pick up over time. But he's running a great contest right now, the Fast and Furious Forgiveness giveaway contest, and so yeah, I think he should get more entries as well into this contest because he's giving away 3 great Steelbooks, and I think only a couple of people have entered so far. So if you're watching this right now, go check out his video. The link will be in the description below this one, and you can check out what he's giving away, and obviously you'll see in this video what you have to do, and I think everyone should get involved. And yeah, I want to see some more entries for his contest. Great YouTuber, great guy. And so yeah, the first question is it's not really easily summed up, but it's like, what would your kind of dream team movie be? You know, like maybe like Ocean's 11 or The Expendables, kind of a film with a big cast, and who would you put in the roles and stuff like that, and also who lives and who dies. Now, what I've done is I've gone way overboard. I put a lot of thought into this. Well, looking at the list, maybe not enough thought, but my films are going to be The Magnificent Seven. Now, the Japanese film Seven Samurai is one of my favourite films, and I think my battery of my PS4 controller just died, and my TV's not even on, but it suddenly gave the noise. That's really weird. Anyway, yeah, right. So Seven Samurai, for me, I'll leave that in. For me, is the greatest film of all time. But I think that, you know, you can't really do Seven Samurai with you know, Western actors. You have to do it with Japanese actors. I don't really know that many Japanese actors, especially any that are working now today. So the I think 1960 remake Magnificent Seven, starring, you know, Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, and James Coburn, etc. And of course, the great Tuco from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. What's his name? Eli Wallach was in The Magnificent Seven as well. I love The Magnificent Seven. I think it's a great film. Nowhere near as good as Seven Samurai, but it's a really enjoyable remake set in kind of you know, as a Western. So this would be a remake of the remake, and they're already doing a remake of the remake, The Magnificent Seven. Apparently, it's going to star Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke, Russell Crowe, and that's coming in the next couple of years or so. But this one is going to be completely different. This one is going to be kind of a mix between Seven Samurai and Magnificent Seven. So the 7 guys in this, it's going to be a Western, and you know, the story, you know, will be that there's a village with all these kind of poor villagers who are struggling with food, and a gang of bandits come in and they steal half their food, and well, they don't steal it, they make them give it to them, and they come every year, and we've seen this kind of done over and over again, and even films like A Bug's Life. The basic idea that, you know, Seven Samurai was, and so you have a group of 7 gunslingers who come down to the village to kind of protect them from the bandits the next time they come around, and also train up the villagers to protect themselves, defend themselves a bit more, and not be so weak. So the 7 in this, the first one is going to be the leader, kind of like the seasoned veteran, if you will, and this was played by Takashi Shimura in the original film. And this one for me is going to be Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is just awesome, and yeah, he's going to be like the leader of this kind of like gun-slinging, you know, cowboy 7, you know, cool guys who are going to come in and protect this village out in the Old West. I'd love to see, like, you know, great cinematography in this film and just really showcase the natural beauty of, you know, kind of the remnants of the West that still exist. I mean, that film last year, A Million Ways to Die in the West by Seth MacFarlane, it was like, wow, this film looks great. Great on location, you know, amazing cinematography, wasted on such a shit film. So I'd love to see some great, you know, cinematography in this film as well. And so Kurt Russell, he's kind of the Takashi Shimura role in the film. And then he comes across one of his old lieutenants, well, as it was in Seven Samurai, and this will be played by Gary Oldman, so someone who Kurt Russell's familiar with, and they have kind of a, you know, they're both kind of older guys, and they've kind of, you know, been through a lot and stuff. And then there's kind of the seasoned warrior, like the guy who's like really efficient and stuff and's been through a lot. And this would be played by Liam Neeson, who I think it was actually great in A Million Ways to Die in the West. Then you got the kind of the good-natured kind of the Joker of the pack, who is maybe not as adept at fighting as everyone else, but you know they like having him around, so he becomes part of the group. And this would be played by Tom Hanks. You know, we see Tom Hanks in so many serious roles. You know, I'd love to see him in a bit more of a lighter one. But again, this isn't, when I say a Joker, I don't mean he's like an all-out crazy guy, but just, you know, just cracks a few one-liners every now and again, and you know, he's a bit of a jovial kind of character. And then we'd have the young kind of gunslinger, the guy who's kind of getting into it and kind of follows the leader, Kurt Russell, and this would be played by the young actor Dane DeHaan, who I'm a big fan of since Chronicle. He was amazing in Chronicle. Was very good in The Place Beyond the Pines. He was in, I think, the second Amazing Spider-Man film. He was pretty good in that, but that film was doomed to begin with. And then we got kind of the cool master, right? This is kind of like the master swordsman from Seven Samurai, just quiet, to the point, doesn't say much, but is an absolute, you know, machine with a samurai sword. And in the Magnificent Seven remake, it was James Coburn who was playing that, just kind of the cool kind of, you know, perfect shot with a gun kind of thing. And this would be played by Jim Carrey, right? Now see, this is where it gets weird, because for me, I think Jim Carrey is an amazing actor. When he's not doing the stupid comedy stuff, he is a fantastic actor. Look to, you know, the number 23, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know, he's done some great dramatic stuff, and I think he could, yeah, I think he could pull this off, and it'd be interesting to see him where, and he won't crack a joke throughout the entire film. He won't try and be funny. He's just the cool, just the guy who, you know, and again, you could say, oh, there's so many other people you could have chosen who have like a cool factor to them in films, but no, for me, I'd like to go a little bit different and kind of mix it up a little bit, which is where we lead to the seventh member of the Magnificent Seven. And this would be kind of the role that was played by Toshiro Mifune in Seven Samurai, and he was kind of like a youngish guy who kind of isn't really a samurai, was actually born kind of as a peasant, as a villager himself, and that's where it all ties in with the film. It's brilliant. But he is a brash, loud, obnoxious, he gets in their face and stuff, but they kind of like him, you know, because he is kind of, he's endearing in his own special, loud, arrogant way, you know. And he's very boisterous and all that kind of thing, and in the end of the film he does kind of prove his worth as a samurai, basically. And this role will be played by Michael Keaton. Yes, now again, Michael Keaton is in his 60s, so he's not a guy in his 30s, but for me to kind of just change the role a little bit, where it is an older guy who is just kind of been trying to be a gunslinger for all his life, has never really quite made it, but he kind of just lets him kind of, you know, he lets them put up with him, basically, and he just turns up and is like, you know, come on guys, just give me a chance, you know. You just imagine Michael Keaton just like being hilarious in this role, just like Toshiro Mifune was, but could also bring the dramatic power at certain points in the film where it would need it. So that is my Magnificent Seven: Michael Keaton, Kurt Russell, Dane DeHaan, Gary Oldman, Liam Neeson, Tom Hanks, and Jim Carrey, with Jim Carrey not doing any funny stuff whatsoever. Now, I've gone even further, and you know, in Seven Samurai you don't really see the bandits, you know, and when they do turn up in the film, they're kind of, you know, nameless, basically. They're just the enemy. You don't get to know any of them, whereas in the Magnificent Seven, are you following me? In the Magnificent Seven you have, you know, Eli Wallach, who played the lead, the lead bandit, and so you got to see more of him and get to know kind of the main villain, which I liked, you know. I wouldn't have liked to have seen it in Seven Samurai, because that's perfect as it is, but it was cool to see a different element where you get to know kind of the leader of the bandits. So I have 7 bandits here, so you can have more play off each other and all that kind of stuff. The bandit leader is going to be Harrison Ford. He plays a great kind of like bastard if he, you know, is given the chance. Another bandit is going to be Brad Pitt. And again, the idea for this is just to just stack the cast and make it a huge ensemble film, just absolutely unbelievable. Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington, who are going to be in the new film anyway, but I'm sure as part of the Magnificent Seven. But I think they're both great actors as well, who could pull off a kind of the bad roles. Johnny Depp. Yeah, I'd want to see Johnny Depp as just this crazy kind of just out there bandit who just has like a bloodlust for killing, and maybe even has to be reined in a bit by Harrison Ford, you know, for just being an absolute bastard. And then another bandit would be Alfred Molina, which is another kind of out there choice, I think. But I really love Alfred Molina. He's a great actor, and he's one of my favourite villains in Spider-Man 2 when he plays Dr. Octopus. So he, I think, would be a great little addition to the cast. And then finally we would have some female presence to the film, and it would be the bandit leader's wife. So Harrison Ford's wife would be played by Sigourney Weaver, the ultimate badass. And then finally, just some of the villagers. The leader of the village, I think, would be John Lithgow, another one of my favourite actors. And he could play the kind of meek, timid side to it, I think. His daughter would be played by Emma Watson, because I was thinking, you need to have some more females in there, just to, again, beef up the kind of the big name status of the film. And then 2 villagers who kind of get trained up by the Magnificent Seven to kind of defend themselves, and they become quite adept at it, and they kind of get involved in the final battle at the end. That would be Jennifer Lawrence, again, to have some female action in there. So you could have Jennifer Lawrence going head to head with Sigourney Weaver. Say they throw the guns away, they just have a fist fight. Well, I guess they could slap each other. I don't know. Yeah, women, yeah, have a fist fight. And then Matthew McConaughey as well would be another one of the villagers who learns he's quite good with a gun and ends up getting involved in the final battle. So there we go, the Magnificent Seven. That was unbelievable. I never thought that my answer to that question would be so long. I'm so sorry. And you know what, I've just realised as well, I haven't actually even decided what my answer to the third question is going to be, in no way, shape or form. That's interesting. Let's get to the second question. What's my most anticipated film 2015, and how will I be preparing for it? This one is an easy question to answer. I can answer it in a minute. It's Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and I will continue saying Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, because they're trying to just sweep the episodes under the rug now and try and make it all under one umbrella like Marvel. But no, it's Episode 7, The Force Awakens. How will I be preparing? Well, I've been preparing for it for the past 2 years. With my series, The Road to Episode 7. I started it in, I think, February 2013, and I've been doing videos in that series ever since. I'm just about to film another one, almost done 50 videos in that series, so that's what I'm preparing by, charting the anticipation over years, you know, until I get to the actual film itself. I'll probably be doing a marathon of the original films on May the 4th, which is kind of has been coined Star Wars Day in recent years. So I'll be doing. I did that last year and the year before. So again, I'll be might make it a tradition to watch the original trilogy. I don't know if I'll marathon the prequels before Episode 7, but once it gets closer to the release date, then I'll be doing all sorts of videos and stuff to really just amp myself up for it. So maybe I will do another marathon with all 6 films, something like that. I don't know. I had planned on doing a huge review series called Reviewing an Empire. I was going to review all the main films and then all the little stuff like the Ewok films and things like that, and the holiday special. But it turned out that the way I wanted to do it was to kind of do a review where I write it and then record me, you know, saying the review and then have like clips from the film. But ever since Disney took over, it's actually become a lot harder to use clips from the Star Wars franchise without it getting taken down or being flagged and banned worldwide, which happened to me once. So yeah, that was a shame, because I was really planning to put a lot of effort into that series, but it just didn't really pan out. But yeah, so yeah, I'm so excited for it, huge Star Wars fan, and I'll be preparing by continuing the Road to Episode 7 videos, continuing to build up my own anticipation, and yeah, and when it comes out, yeah, it's just going to be beyond exciting. So, the third question, third and final, your all-time favourite steelbook, or slipcover, or box set? Now, this is an interesting one, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple right now, and I'm going to come back to you, and yeah, I'll just turn the camera off. Alright, so yeah, this is turning into something of a Horace Worgrit Wimp style video in itself, because this is going stupidly long, but who cares. I actually said to him that he's an even bigger rambler than I am, but I don't know, maybe we're on level, I don't know, because this is taking ages. But I'm going to do all 3 of these, steelbook, slipcover and box set, and I'm going to go one better with the steelbooks as well. But for me, the box set, there is one that stands out above the rest. I mean, I've got some great box sets, and I'm so happy to have them. The late Mizoguchi set from Massive Cinema, which is out of print now and features some amazing films. The Bond 50 Blu-ray set, which is just incredible. You know, some of the Walking Dead special editions I have. I'm sure there's other ones that I'm really, you know, glad that I own. But for me, the one that just stands head and shoulders above the rest is the Harry Potter Wizards collection, and I'll show it to you on the screen here while I'm talking, because I've done a huge review series on that, which also lasted years. But it's an amazing box set that has all the films. You know, it has, I think, over 30 discs, so many special features, the films themselves, extended cuts of the films, and then you have the books inside the box set. You have a big map, you have a cloth map, you have artifacts, you have a little locket prop from the film, all the films on digital download, which came in the form of a scroll, which was really cool, nice little touch. There's a hidden compartment with a bonus Blu-ray disc, just incredible. And also the fact that I think 4 or 5 of the discs were not correct when the box set first came out. There was like a few of them didn't have the picture-in-picture tracks on the Blu-rays because they were like UK discs, and they weren't the I think American authors that needed to have all the special features on them and needed to have all the DTS master audio, something like that. And fans were kicking up about it. I would have never have known myself, but Warner Brothers were amazing. They just, like, once they had it sorted, they just didn't even ask for proof. I guess people could abuse it in a way, but they just sent out all the discs to me, and I got them in like a day. It was incredible customer service from Warner Brothers. So I got that whole box set, and there's like other stuff like art cards, you know, production art. There's yeah, all sorts of stuff in there. It's just an amazing box set that just no one can touch it as far as I'm concerned. It's just such an amazing polished product, and is such a great centerpiece to any collection. For me, I bought it knowing that that's going to be a part of my, you know, my home for like the rest of my life. I don't have it here now in Norway because it's like this big and weighs like more than probably a whole suitcase could be allowed on a plane. But it's there at home, you know, and it's protected, and you know, every time I go back home and visit, I look at it and it's just awesome. It's an amazing box set. So there you go. Harry Potter Wizards Collection is my favourite box set. Slipcover. There's not many that I think, oh wow, it's a great slipcover, but I am a bit of a, you know, if a film comes with a slipcover, I do really want it. And there's loads of great ones, especially the Sony Collector's Editions, which a lot of people don't like, but I really like them. One that really stands out to me is the Attack the Block glow-in-the-dark slipcover. I really love that one. I got that from Play.com when it was an exclusive years ago. But for now, the one that I have here that I can actually show you is the Birdman US release, which is an amazing slipcover. It's great material. Birdman is embossed. I just love the artwork to begin with. But the cool thing about it is that you open this here, and you have more on the inside there, and I like that kind of, it's just really cool. And then the actual case itself is a lovely red, so it all matches with the redness of the slipcover. See, so there you go. That's the slipcover. Now the steelbook. I've got so many at home. I couldn't pick an absolute favourite. I just couldn't. I love different steelbooks for different reasons. I've got 5 steelbooks here that are the 5 favourite that I own here, I guess I could say. Thor, simply because it's out of print and it's a really rare steelbook. It's hard to find, and someone very generously gave it to me for my birthday last year, which was just incredible. Again, Fruit Man, you're the man. Again, I was just staggered by that. If you want to see me completely at a loss for words, go watch the video of me opening this. Couldn't believe it, because this goes for crazy money, and it was amazing to finally get it. And I think I now have all the Marvel steelbooks, which is incredible. So I love the back artwork. The inside artwork is great. You know, it's just a fantastic steelbook. Absolutely love it. Along with the fact that it's so rare, which kind of doesn't play too much of an importance to me, but I kind of like it, if you know what I mean. This one is, yeah, it's a pretty great steelbook, but for me it's just the fact that this film has a steelbook that blows my mind, because it is one of my favourite films, and I just never thought it would get even a UK Blu-ray release, let alone a Blu-ray release with all the special features that this has, and in a steelbook form. Incredible as The Burbs. Absolutely love this film. Great comedy with Tom Hanks, and again, there's some, see this, right? That's a summary of the film. These are the special features. I mean, Arrow Video went above and beyond with this release, and the steelbook is awesome. This one is a film I thought was great from 2013. Not one of my favourite films, but I thought it was fantastic and different and really worked for me. And the reason I love the steelbook so much is because of how creative it is and how the attention to detail on this. It's filth. And the film stars James McAvoy, who's a kind of a cop, but he's also a drug addict, he's an alcoholic, and cocaine plays a big part in the film. So here we have, this is one of the posters of the film, of him kind of laying flat on the floor with all these coke lines, but it looks like he's climbing a ladder, and all of these are embossed. I think he's no, he's not embossed, but all the lines are embossed. And this is completely embossed as well. There's a border. And then the back is just really weird and different, and I just love the whole color scheme and the creativity that went into the production of that one. Then we have one here, which is just the artwork is really awesome. It's the Mondo artwork for Ender's Game. The title is debossed here. Got a really nice embossed logo on the back as well. But this one's just the artwork again, and thanks to Matt Tui for this one. He sent me this last year. Thanks again, man. But yeah, I just love the cover to that. It's not an amazing film, but I did really enjoy it, and I just think the artwork is incredible. And finally, I would say if I was held at gunpoint, this would probably be my my favourite Steelbook of all time, because it is in my top 10 favourite films of all time, and it is an incredible addition. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Again, all the title embossed here. I love the fact that the spine, the colour scheme to it, it kind of shows the progression of the main female character's hair in the film. She changes her hair a lot, and it progresses basically from when she first meets Jim Carrey to the last point you see them in the film. Well, kind of. It's a film that jumps back and forth, but even the J card I kept on while I put this little bag around it, because I just thought it was so nice, and it's like the material's really nice, and you've got like some great stuff on the back. If you want to see more of this Steelbook, I recently did an unboxing and showed you everything inside it, because it's not just a Steelbook. It has art cards, it has a booklet, it has little things, it has a bookmark that is a film strip, it has an envelope from the company in the film, and inside that's where you have the art cards. It's just the attention to detail is fantastic, and it is a I don't know what you call it, like a kimchi DVD / the Blue Collection, some kind of Korean company that put this out, but it is just absolutely stellar. So there you go. Those are my 5 favourite Steelbooks right now that I have here, but that one will probably be the #1. And I think I'm about done. So there we go. That was a very long video, but yeah, that's it. My entry to Horace Worgrit Wimp's Fast and Furious Forgiveness Steelbook giveaway. So go check it out and definitely get involved. Definitely enter yourself as well. You have to do a video entry, and you definitely do have to do one as long as mine. But get it out there and enter the competition. I want to see loads of entries from people. The more the merrier. And again, you got a chance to win some cool, or a cool Steelbook out of the 3 that he's given away. Very generous contest, and definitely check out his channel. He's very unique, I think, very wacky and stuff, and again, like me, rambles a lot, but a really nice down-to-earth guy. Yeah, really, I'm glad I found his channel recently and got to talk to him on Facebook and stuff, and yeah, just top guy, top channel. Go check him out, and I'll see you with the next video.
Really nice guy, he looks after his friends, he only chucks them about the place a couple of times on the weekend. Yeah, he's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool.